On here and doing what we're going to do. I am excited about this Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing well today. I'm excited about this week that's coming up. My event, my first event in the Georgia area. So I'm excited about the Sexy Hot Red Affair Black Tie event. So that's going to be spectacular. Looking forward to that. So let's talk about what's happening now. So we're about getting the money. Plus, I have a special guest that's coming on today, Lady Gloria Smith. She's going to be joining me in a few minutes, and I'll be letting her in the room. So for funding, I don't know if some of you nonprofits that want to start a nonprofit, or you already into structuring your nonprofit, there is an organization that builds free websites for nonprofits, and it's called 48 and 8. No, 48 and 48. It's a nonprofit or organization strictly for nonprofits. And their entire platform of all of the people that try to help you, they're all on a volunteer basis. So that's something that may be interesting, because we all know that when you're trying to build a business, when you're starting a business, that it can become financially daunting, especially if you are low on funds. You're trying to get as much services as you can without it coming out of pocket. And we know too, like in order for you to get any type of funding, we talk about cash funding from like a loan, business loan or startup loan like that, you have to have a certain level of credit. But there are also other ways that you go around that. And probably on one of our other shows, if I can get someone else on here, we're going to talk about business credit and how you can go around without having to do the tiers of business credit. And I wrote a ebook on how to establish business credit last year. So if anybody is interested in that ebook, just give me a shout out on info@ChristinaLturner.com. Just send me an email and I'll shoot the ebook to you on how to build business credit. I wrote it, it was for free. So, you know, where all the different tiers and how you apply for credit cards and things like that. And I've also given some tips on that. Another one is that Seed Fund. Seed Fund is starting to accept pitches again for technology. So if you are into any type of technology, you create an app or something that may be beneficial to society, they are accepting pitches that's related, that's technology related. You're going to go to seedfund.nst.gov. Where you can put in your pitch and talk about what your technological piece is. And so they are awarding funding on that. I did not see the amount of funding, but it seems like since they're open, that they probably have a substantial amount of maybe $50,000. So let me be low, because I don't want to say what people got in their pocket and I really don't know. So let's hope that they have a grant that would be substantial for you to create your technological piece that's going to be not only a money maker for you, but also beneficial to the rest of the world. And then also uschamber.com. I'm not sure, when I went on uschamber.com, they're kind of like basic, like any other type of website, which have different listings of grants or for funding. One of the other things too is that I would check with your local Chamber of Commerce. If you have not signed up with a Chamber of Commerce, I think it would be very, very beneficial to your business. I didn't think so in the past, and maybe because where I was probably was not like my wealthy space. However, I signed up with the Chamber of Commerce where I am now, and it has been extremely beneficial for me and my business, and also to help you connect with other business professionals. And then too, when you build these relationships with the other professionals, it helps build your brand and also make your brand look better. So My guest that I'm going to be having on, before I bring her on, what I'm going to do too is make sure the links of 48N48 is going to be down below. Make sure that I put that there. And also seedfund.nst is going to be there, .gov. And then I'll put the US Chamber .com where you could go in there and search for grants. Also, another thing too, do not forget our usgrants.gov also have grants for small businesses. So you want to pay attention to that because they put grants on there. And if you're not paying attention to it, what I would suggest for you to do is get notifications so that they can see you an email on upcoming funding sources for you. So my guest that I'm bringing on today is Lady Gloria Smith. She is an entrepreneur. And so we're gonna let her in right now. And I've been knowing her for quite some time. She is a awesome person, so she's chiming in. Hey, Lady Gloria, how are you? Good, let me get you into full screen here. Get us in here correctly.
Wait a moment, I can't hear you.
Okay, are you on mute? Check your mute button. And if you are on Facebook, it's not gonna work. So you have to take yourself off Facebook.
Just one moment, I'm gonna get my earbuds because I can't hear you.
Okay. So anyway, Lady Gloria, she and I have been friends, and how we met, I was doing a fashion workshop in Texas for fashion industry professionals, for upcoming fashion industry professionals. And we were doing workshops, and I had brought in a couple of experts. And she was one of the people that came in from Michigan, and we hit it off like so well. And I don't know what happened. I think she like booted us out. So so we end up hitting. So as soon as if she comes back in, then I'll let her back in. But we hit it off. I've been speaking with her. I try to long-term relationships with people that I meet, especially going into the same direction. So it says she's connecting to audio, and hopefully we get her video. Okay, she's connected to audio. There you go.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so good to see you. It's been a minute.
Well, I know.
So happy to see you. I was explaining to our audience how we met, how you came down for my Connecting Fashion Worlds one day impactful submerge. That's what it was called, submerge workshop. And so we were talking, had different people on the panel, and you came from Michigan, and I thought that was like phenomenal. I mean, that was so unexpected. And then we've been friends ever since. And just doing different things. I got hair on my face, but I'm just doing like different, having different types of conversations and with entrepreneurship. And I know that you and I both are in the event planning industry as well. But you also are a designer, which is why you came, because you are also into fashion. So what I want to do, I'm going to give you the floor so you can tell people about yourself and what it is that you do. And then we're going to get started because, you know, I did my research. I'm just saying, I looked over your business. I did, you know, what I'm supposed to do is see which areas that I can help you with the time that we have, and give you some great, hopefully some beneficial information. And that, so that it can, you know, because I know you're busy, but I'm not sure if you want to be more busy, you know. So go, you have the floor.
Well, you know, I retired, so more busy is good. That's a good thing.
Okay. Congratulations on the retirement.
Thank you. But my business is Gloria's Event Decorating. Not only do I just decorate, but I also do my own pictures. I do pictures, to hang on your wall, and I do table setting pictures that you can get, clocks, that type of thing. So I make my own. So, but decorating can be from anywhere from something small to something large. I find out what you need, and then I can either work with you or refer you to someone else if I'm not the person for you.
Okay.
But I design with you in mind. That's what I do. I design with you in mind. So whatever your needs are, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
So my question, I'm looking at behind because I forgot, but I did not forget. So I got my, know what I'm talking about. I did not forget. Just I've been trying to get this event together that I could just like maybe take one breath because I have another 2 events is coming up in October. So I did not forget because that's really what I want. So, so one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, with you're like me. You have multiple things that's going on that kind of tie into one.
Right.
And so one of the things that I have found to be hard for me in the beginning was trying to put everything together to try to make it as seamless as possible. But in some aspects it worked, and in other ones that it did not. I had to have like a separate brand for the different things that I do, which is why I had created the ChristinaLturner.com, because that shows all the brands that I represent on that I want the public to know that I represent on my platform. So with the event planning company, with the tax and building business company, and then my consulting. So I have that one separate, that website. So if anyone is interested in looking me up, they'd be like, oh, she does event planning? Okay, I'm just gonna click that to make it much easier versus me having a website with everything on it. It would just, because from when I did my homework, when I looked at your website, some of the things, it was just a little bit confusing because one, I was trying to figure out, okay, I know you're a designer, so I saw that part in it for the weddings and the event planning, but then I also saw all the other stuff that was kind of like mixed up, but it wasn't separated. So one of my advice is, I don't know who's gonna just to restructure your website a little bit, so that it's not, because when you say your name, Gloria's Events Decorating, and then you have, your beautiful artwork there, you have your clocks there, maybe you might want to have like a separate type of site for your clocks to still go under the brand, but do a DBA. Because if you're already an LLC, so you could do a DBA without having to create another LLC, slide this business underneath your LLC, your decorating. That means like your artwork, your clocks and all of that. And you can just do, you could still have Gloria's, but not do events decorating. But it could be Gloria's specialty pieces or avant-garde or something that's really interesting, that's going to just capture people's attention where they can get your pieces. And then if they really want to do have you to be their wedding decorator, that's on a whole total different site. It's not everything like mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Because then you can show more of your work or your event decorating in one site, and then on the other one, and it could be actually maybe 2 or 3 pages with just your artwork. You do one with your artwork on one page, and then you can probably do another one with your artwork on another page for your clocks and all that other stuff, so that they can go and it can be easily navigated. Okay, so that's one thing. because I know that you still do events and you still do decorating and things like that, it was kind of hard to differentiate because you know how many other Glorias it is. It's so many Glorias. I was like, okay. So when I clicked and I was in your website and I said, okay, let me see where else I can find her. You're stacked upon each other, but you were not like you weren't, I didn't see you in like the Knot, which is a free page. I didn't see you on some of the free, you don't have to pay for the memberships for like event decorating, for Punch Bowl, some of those like that, because those are free listings where you can just freely list your services. So it can kind of give you your own page. So if you Google Alsace Events and Design, you'll see Alsace, 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 Alsace. You'll see all Alsace Events and Design, Alsace Events and Design. You see Twitter, you see Facebook, Instagram. And there's no other Alsace Events and Design, but there is Alsace that's in New York. It's a cafe. Of course, there's Alsace France, but we have our own marketing area because we are on different platforms. We are on the Knot, even though we don't pay for the membership for the Knot, we're on that. We're on wedding books. We're on all these different platforms. Just put your event decorating on those different platforms so that if I Google Gloria's events decorating, all of these different platforms that you're located on is going to come up and it's going to give you a more stronger presence
Okay.
on through Google. I did see that you're in Yahoo, so Yahoo got you. But I'd also need for you to create, you could do it for free on Google. You could create a free, matter of fact, it actually formulates it itself. And all you have to do is actually put the pictures in it itself and you could change the wording. Google has it where you can build a free website right on Google.
Oh, okay.
So if you go to like Google My Business and you could create your information in Google My Business. Google My Business will also offer you a free website. There's no fees, there's no charge. And you can do videos, you can upload videos on there, you can up your photos on there, all of your work for Gloria's Events Decorating. Only for events decorating, because I know you got a plethora of beautiful things that you have done because I've seen some of your work, okay? So just to get that presence and then you could do another one, you could create another site for your other decor pieces. You could even do on that site, because I know that you design gowns and stuff like that as well. You can have your gowns, all the stuff that you do, like on the events decorating, I will put my gowns on that website. I'll put all your gowns that you've done, any type of custom dress wear. I will put that on the events decorating, but it's on a different page, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, but all of your other stuff, your wall hangings, things like that, I will put that separate. That's not wedding related. That's not wedding related whatsoever, or event related, okay?
Right. Okay. Okay.
And just make that as seamless. That was real major. That was real big for me. That's going to give you a little bit more business. I know you're a great networker. You're awesome with networking. I mean, you're really, really good with that. So I'm sure you're not lacking with customers, but just to give you a more crisp presence. Also color scheme. When you talk about events and for events and even just branding wise, I would soften my colors up a little bit,
Okay.
not brown for weddings, unless it's like a light tan. I would give it a little bit more vibrancy, just,
Mm.
you know, lift it up just a little bit, pop it, pop it, because you can still use brown, but put like my color scheme for the Sexy Hot Red Affair, we literally did brown, okay, and but we
Okay.
popped it with raspberry.
Okay.
So brown seems to be like a muted color. A lot of people don't like to use that color, even in weddings, whatever, because they really don't know what to do with it, because it's like, oh, you don't ever want to use brown. I use whatever color because I just like color, period. And I like to mix colors because you just, every color goes with everything. It just depends on how you put it together.
Right.
So so you could still, like I said, you could still have the brown in your website, but I would suggest, it's just a suggestion, you know, you do whatever you want. Um, brighten it up, pop it a little bit.
Okay.
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 Any questions?
Well, I started out with questions, but you actually covered them.
Gosh, I hate when I do that.
So that just makes you a good interviewer. But I had questions, but I'm like, okay, I'm writing it down like she answered everything.
Well, folks, that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
And I don't need to ask you how long you've been in business because I know, but you can share that. How long have you been decorating?
I've been in the event planning business for 28 years. It'll be 28 years next month. It's been that long. And you know what, every time, and I'm really, every time I thought about on the journey of having my business, even when I started out, with, it was three of us. It was myself, Glenda, and Elizabeth. And we were, it was so funny because, you know, Glenda and myself, we worked on the political events that were going on because I used to work for the New York State Assembly. So we were doing those events. And Glenda was, then we started working with some of the judges to do their campaigns. And so, you know, we were like really hyped about it. And so when I started, it started off with three and it just ended up with me. You know, I kept it going. I was doing my friends' weddings and, you know, doing that stuff and draping the ceiling. You're talking about like in the 90s, you know, draping ceiling. People weren't even heard of that. And they come in, they look at the
Right.
community center and they like, did you really get up there on the ladder and do that? Like, yeah. So I've been doing it for 28 years. I love it. I love parties. I think I love happiness and love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So happiness and love. So yeah, it's been 28 years next month.
Wow.
It's a long time. Yeah. I keep wanting to retire, but you know, I get so much joy out of
Right.
out of doing it. I feel that if you're not loving what it is that you're doing, then that's not what you're supposed to do. You
Right.
know, you need, it has to be more than a check. I mean, like, it has to be more than a check for me. So,
Right. Right. I agree. I agree.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. You've been married for like how long?
It'll be 45 years in December.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. You was like, yeah, let me turn the camera so I can kiss my boo goodbye. I love it. I love
Tell
it.
you see everything.
I do. I tell people this. I said, look, when you think I'm not paying attention, that's when I'm paying attention the most. That's when I'm paying attention the most. But so what made you want to get into designing, into being a business? Because you're also, like I said, you're also in the event planning, designing business. What made you want to do that?
Well, the weddings is what made me want to do that because I didn't want to just make the clothes or just um, make a tie or make a vest. Once I saw the weddings, I'm like, wow, I could have made that look like this. And so I started with my daughters. I started decorating with their weddings and making their wedding dresses or the bridesmaids dresses and things like that. So the wedding, the dressmaking and designs pushed me over to the decorating part of it, which
Mm.
I really like the decorating part better. I was trying to ease out of the sewing part. It's a little hard, but I'm trying to ease out of that and just do strictly event planning and decorating. That's where my heart is. I
Okay.
really that.
So have you done both at the same time? Like you did the dress and did the wedding?
Yes,
Oh, just for your daughters though, right? Or for other
right,
clients?
right.
Oh,
No,
okay.
just yep,
Yeah, even with them, with with my granddaughter, the planning process with your own is heartbreaking. I have to tell you,
right, right,
it's heartbreaking because you have like this concept in your mind when they come to you and they say, oh, my granddaughter's like, Wayla, for her sweet 16, we have been talking about her sweet 16 for like since she turned 12. She wanted to be 16. And so one of the things is, the decor. I said, I got the decor and everything. But then, when you get 16, they have like a certain way on how they want to
right,
look. And then you like, that's not matching up to my decor. That's not
right,
matching up to my decor.
right,
You understand? I'm a luxury. You know how much people got to pay me to do a sweet 16, girl. You get this for free. Go come follow with the plan. Get with the plan. So
right,
so
right,
it's and with me too, because I'm, people don't know, but I have created some fashion pieces too that we're walking around with. I just wish I would have took it more seriously. I had did it for fun. I didn't know if I was going to be standing in the Champs-Élysées in the middle of the street getting
right,
photographed, that a designer, as he's going to Fashion Week, he's sketching what I got on and then made it big. And I was just playing. Sometimes we do things and we're just
right.
playing. We don't take it seriously, but then somebody come along and take it seriously. So now everyone is still is wearing what I done created, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's
Um,
okay.
so you're trying to transition from being a designer, fashion designer, wedding dress designer, actually, to get fully into planning
Part,
weddings and the
planning
wedding part.
yeah.
And so which is why I made that suggestion on your website,
I know.
because if you're not representing, you're not giving a clear statement on what it is that you do, people get a little bit confused. And I know that I when I tell people, because people go like, what do you do? And I just be like, dang.
Everything.
I'd be like, what do you want? That's what I have to go. Like, what is it that you want? I just say to them, I'm an entrepreneur. And they was like, if someone says, so I'm looking for a planner, wedding planner, whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm your person. Then I give a spiel about that. If someone's saying, I need someone to help me with my business, okay, then I'll give a spiel about that and what you can do, because then too, I'll make sure that your books and all that stuff is taken care of. And not only am I consulting you, but I'm also making sure your taxes and all that stuff is in order. So yeah, you have to have a audience and know exactly what it is that you're presenting to your audience. And so that's where you be like, I don't do wedding dresses anymore. That's when you kind of slide out of that. Now that 3D picture that's behind you, that right there, that's one of your pieces. That is
Yes.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
So are those, now, is that part of your custom? Is you customize it? Did you create that?
Yes.
Wow, that's really beautiful. And so
That's on
I
a
did
16 by 20 canvas.
hear what?
That's on a 16 by 20 canvas.
16 by 20 canvas. Now, do you have different price points on, is it based on the size of your, okay,
The 16 by 20s are 45 plus additional for your shipping, and the 11 by 14s are 35 with your shipping extra.
that's not bad. And so what is the turnaround time for orders from ordering to production to them getting it into their home? What's the turnaround time?
1 week.
Okay, that's not bad. So,
Not unless you want multiples. If you want multiples, then it's a little longer.
multiple, yeah, I know. I know, yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know. Oh, because and then these are custom to your liking. Are they custom? Because I know the reason why I'm asking, because I know you asked me several times about the color scheme in my house and the area where I wanted to have that, those artwork pieces. And you have different ones of different Black women that are, can you just explain to the different ones that you have?
Well, I have black. I started with black, but I have the white, the Caucasian ladies as well,
Okay.
and Mexican. So it's not limited to just black, because I didn't think that was fair for me, even as a black person, to only cater to black people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, because if I have a white client, I don't want them to think that, well, only thing she have is black ladies. No, if you want a picture and she's Caucasian, I got you on that as well.
Okay, that's good.
And the multiple questions that I ask is because by her being peach and gold, she would not look good in a yellow room.
Mm.
That's why I ask you, what color do you want? Not so much of the lady, because the lady, I choose the lady, but you just tell me if you want the afro, or if you want flowers, or if you want a hat, that type of thing. And then I take it from there and send it to you.
Okay, so the three options are flowers, hats, or an afro.
Afro.
Okay, and that's for the Black woman edition.
Right. So
Okay,
I I didn't put those out, but I have some of those too, because I will be doing an expo on the 26th that I'm gonna take with me. So, but yep, I have the different ones, and
okay,
that I
so
really
you,
like. Hats are amazing.
the hats are amazing. So, okay, so if I was, let's say for instance, if I wanted to buy, because I have quite a few Caucasian friends, quite a few. One of my besties is Caucasian. Hi, Jessica. That and hi, Rainey. So because they be watching, they watch stuff, they watch my stuff. So what some of the things that if I wanted to purchase something for, because my best friend Jessica, she bought her home, she bought a new home, and if I wanted to gift it her something, so what, do they have a 3-tier as well? Like they have the flowers, they have the hat, and what else?
The flowers and the hats for them.
Okay, okay, and
Already like a braid coming to the side.
okay,
It's either the flowers or the hat.
okay, all right, okay. And for my Latina friends, my mommies, them
Yep.
too? Okay,
They'll-
all right,
Them is
good, because I got a whole world, a collection of friends that we are all in love with each other.
nice.
And if wanting to gift them with something, special, especially their housewarming or birthday or something like that, I think they will make very, very good gifts. And how would people be able to order the gift from you? Like, say for instance, for that particular, do you have a contact information on how they could get with you for your art pieces?
Right. I posted the art pieces only once. I haven't posted the later ones. I
Okay,
haven't done that, but I do have them on Facebook. I'm on a Facebook page that I would just, on my page, which is Gloria Smith. And
Okay.
that's how I got most of my customers. So I've sent them out to Texas, Oklahoma, Flint. I've sent them out so far. So that's not a problem. The problem that I'm seeing since USP has raised their prices, that mean when I go and weigh these boxes, the
Mhm.
prices are more expensive now. But I think the most expensive one for like the 16 by 20 is like $23.
For shipping.
Ship, yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys know that if you're going to get a bigger piece to take in consideration for the shipping. I'm trying to think because of the fact, and I'll do the research and find out how you can get that done less expensive because instead of going from one item to one item, because one thing that I do know is that if you ship anything in bulk, it's
Mm-hmm.
less expensive. So maybe you can have like the one day, 1 or 2 days a week, like when you take your orders and get them all done at that time because the cost supposed to be less expensive and open up an account with them. I'm not sure if you open up an account with them, a business account. If you open up
Mm-hmm.
an account with them as well, the postage is cheaper. And I learned that aspect when I worked for the New York State Assembly. I was working for Arthur O. Eve, Assemblyman Eve at that time. And when we had to go and do mailings or anything like that, he had an account. And so we would ship everything in bulk, and a postal guy would come and pick everything up. And then, it was much cheaper than doing like just letter by letter by letter. So I'm taking a note now is to find if I could find out more information about that. And then what I'll do is send it to you
Okay.
where you can get it, your shipping cost is lowered.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll get that to you. Let me see. Anything else you would like to ask? I know that because I'm not really, I know I tell people that I really don't do well with marketing because I'm not that consistent. I guess whatever, I can't post every day. I'm too busy. I can't do that. But I try to take out as much time as possible to just, just the post. And for me, my posting is, I always tell people my post is boring because I'm not gonna really post anything about me unless it's something that made me mad or I did some type of come on, I'm gonna tell the truth. Uh, something that made me mad or I may get some type of spiritual download, whatever, then I'll post it. But when it comes to my business, whatever, which is why I had to hire assistant, this is another thing too that I wanted to see if you would be interested in is an intern that will help you with some of the work that you can, so you can focus more on the hands-on stuff of work and they can do the administrative. You want to probably check out internship.com. It's a website, um, and I'll send that to you as well, where you can have students that are specializing in a particular degree like marketing or sales or whatever. And
Okay.
you can hire them. They'll come on because they need an internship to
Okay.
finish up their degree. And
Okay.
that's a way I give my interns stipends. That's what they are because you can't really like pay them. Some of them are paid internships, but I do say that it's a stipend. If you say paid, they probably going to be thinking like paid, like if you're paying like for a regular job. That's not what I do. But mines do get paid. I do pay my interns. So I'll send that information to you too that can help you with some of the stuff and setups and things like that to get to work on your back office stuff. Maybe also too to help you to work on your website. I'll do that as well.
Okay.
So I can get that going. Let me see, what else can I do for you? So I have the cost of shipping. What else you need?
Let me see. Well, you got the internship. I think that'll be a big plus. So
Okay,
that's really good.
okay. And you're in Saginaw, Michigan, correct?
Right.
Okay. So, and what university is close to you guys? The Michigan State? Who's close to you?
Well, Saginaw Valley State University, Delta College, um, CMU, but that's mainly like medical.
Okay. All right, I'll Google colleges close to there, and then what I'll do is when I send you the link, those are the colleges that you're gonna target for
Right.
interns, and you'll write out, say, okay, and you'll say, okay, this is what I need you for to do this, this. And then at the end of the internship, you have to wait until the end because they're supposed to be giving you they give you a documentation, and they'll give you documentations you have to fill out to see if they met all the criteria, all the tasks. My intern right now, I have her literally planning an event. Like she has to put the whole thing together. She has to put it together because that was one of her things that she wanted to do. She wanted to get and shadow me on doing events. And I said, well, the best way for me to teach you is you got to create an event. So she's creating an event, and I'm coaching her along the way. And then she's also doing some back office stuff that needs to be taken care of. So an intern will really, really help. I normally don't work my interns over 15 hours a week. I mean, there's no reason for them to be in that long.
Right.
So 15 hours a week, so that'll give them a couple of hours a day or however they want to split that up. So 15 hours a week. You want a clear description on what they're going to be doing, what you need them for, because they're going to have different categories. They're going to have categories for PR and marketing. They're going to have, so you want to pick what it is that you're going to need an intern for. So I'll send it to you, and then with some directives. And then what you can do thereafter, if you have any questions, then then I'll just, you know how to reach me, get a hold to me. So I think if we're done, if you don't need anything else, I'm so glad that you're able to come on, Christina L Turner, Kingmaker, Get the Money, Honey. It was really a pleasure. I hope that I helped you some.
You did. You just did.
Okay. And if there's any entrepreneur that is out there and you want some one-on-one business coaching or consulting, however, whichever term you want to use, I'm not, it's the same thing to me, that if you need any of that, you can email me at info@christinalturner.com. You can go into my DM, and what I'm going to need from you is not just your name, but I'm going to need the name of your business. If you have any type of website or social media presence, it does not have to be big, okay? That you are a registered, hopefully you are a registered business. If not, we'll talk about that on the show and different things. A way to get in contact you, and what is your business. So I would need the name of your business, what is your business, how to get in contact with you, and where can we find you. I normally will do the research anyway. That's my job, is to do the research and see where I can help you at that time and that presence. So I truly thank you, Lady Gloria, for coming on here. I'm going to send you the information that I've taken notes on, and that so that it can be helpful to you to grow your business, to also take some of the pressure off, because I know too, we want to be busy and sometimes we can't do what we really need to do because we have so much of the other stuff that needs to get done, and you do need a, helping hand. And so with that, we are done with Christina L Turner, Get the Money, Honey, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. God bless.
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.